With that, we go to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Green. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And may I please take a moment of my time to thank you and the ranking member for working together on this piece of legislation. I think it's exceedingly important, Mr. Chairman, and it has bipartisan support. This is one of those times when I think we can say that we're working together for the good of our country, and I appreciate you very much. And I thank you also, Mr. Ranking Member. You have been a real friend to those who are in need of housing in this country, and I appreciate both of you. Mr. Chairman, if I may say this, I also would like to speak on behalf of 420 members of Congress. That's the number that voted for the Homes for Heroes Act in the 113th Congress. And I'm proud that you have made Section 403 of this legislation, you've dedicated it to the Homes for Heroes legislation. The Homes for Heroes legislation would place a person in HUD whose job it is to look out for veterans. This person would help us to prevent persons from becoming homeless, veterans and their families, and also to provide some relief for those who may be homeless. We believe that those who are willing to risk their lives for this country merit the very best that we can offer, and I think that we can do more. I think this legislation will help us to help our veterans who are in poverty, homeless, and those who may be falling into poverty and homelessness. I would also mention to you, Mr. Chairman, that I am concerned about people who are waiting in line for housing. Most of the housing authorities across this country have persons who are standing in very long lines to get help. And as you know, we have, as of late, seen news stories about persons who are over income and still receiving a housing subsidy, as it were. Perhaps they're paying the max that they can be required to pay, 80% of the AMI, but they're still over income. Some of them are over income by a wide margin. My concern is this. We have people who are standing in line who need this housing. Many have been in line for years, literally, not figuratively, for years. And we have persons who are over income who are in public housing. The public perception is that as you move up, you move out. You move up, your income is better, and you move out. I'm appreciative that you are attempting to address this issue in this piece of legislation. We cannot allow the perception to be that this benefit is for the greedy as well as the needy. It's not for the greedy. It's for needy people. And those who are standing in line are of concern to me. I want to make sure that they have the opportunity to benefit from good, decent housing, just as the people who are there currently are. And there's much more that we can do. I'm not a person who believes that we've done all we can do, but I am a person who believes that we have to give some thought to those who are in line, those who need this housing. So I'm appreciative that the legislation addresses this. There may be some tweaking to it. I'm amenable to working with you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member, but this is something that I think is of paramount importance. And finally, if I may say this as I close, across the length and breadth of our country, there are people who are working hard to help those who are homeless. People do a good job every day. And now I'm talking about the housing authorities. I find that too often they take heat for things that they are trying at their best to do properly and to do correctly. And I just want to say to them, please continue to do the good work that you're doing. The criticism that you get is something that sort of comes with the job, but there are just so many that are doing a good job. Public servants all working hard for the persons who are in need of housing. With that said, Mr. Chairman, I thank you again, and I'll yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back the balance of his time.